that's watched generations come and go. But for the first time in years, it's not about what's being torn down, it's about what's being built back up.
Florida just shocked the world with what they're building as the state embarks on one of the most ambitious construction periods in its history. The entire state has basically turned into one giant building site with over $89 billion worth of projects in motion. From new homes and super-tall skyscrapers to massive military rebuilds. They've got over 500,000 workers on the ground and still expect 8% job growth by 2026. Miami's skyline, about to rival Dubai. Tampa, Orlando, Mexico Beach, all booming. Stick around, because what Florida's building right now might just redefine the entire nation. Florida launches record-breaking infrastructure projects. Florida, known for its sunshine and sandy beaches, is now making waves for something entirely different. Its massive, record-breaking transformation in transportation. The state's infrastructure is undergoing one of the biggest overhauls in its history, with multiple groundbreaking projects all happening almost at once. It's not just about fixing roads or adding new bridges anymore. It's about completely reimagining how people and goods move across the Sunshine State. Everywhere you look, there's construction, innovation, and a sense that Florida is preparing itself for a future where connectivity, safety, and efficiency take center stage. But what exactly is driving all these changes? And how do these ambitious projects fit together to reshape the state's future? Well, buckle up, because what Florida is quietly building right now is turning heads across the globe. It's bold, it's unexpected, and it's unlike anything we've ever seen before. From futuristic cities rising out of nowhere to innovations that could rewrite the rulebook. This is the kind of story that keeps getting wilder the deeper you go. Stay with me till the very end. You won't believe what's coming next.
Transportation have been looking to Brightline's new high-speed rail. This connects two of Florida's biggest cities, and it's really a long time in the works.
One of the most talked about developments is the Brightline Miami-Orlando high-speed rail. Brightline has become something of a pioneer in modern passenger rail travel in America. Operating along Henry Flagler's historic route, this sleek, privately owned train now links Miami to Orlando across a 235-mile corridor. It's hard not to notice how this service has captured public attention, offering a fast, stylish alternative to the endless car drives along I-95. Although the company has faced early financial challenges due to the cost of expansion, Brightline's executives remain confident that by 2025 or 2026, the service will nearly break even. That optimism isn't without reason. In 2024 alone, more than 3 million passengers hopped on board in Florida, and that number is expected to climb to 4 million in 2025. Some projections even suggest it could double by 2028. Since the Orlando station opened in late 2023, over 1 million customers have already traveled between the two major cities. Doesn't that say something about how ready Floridians are to embrace faster, more modern travel options? Yet, despite all the progress, there's a sobering side to the story. The Federal Railroad Administration has reported that Brightline has been involved in at least 185 fatalities since it started operations in December 2017. The National Transportation Safety Board further revealed that the train's accident rate per million miles operated between 2018 and 2021 was 43.8, more than twice that of the next highest rail service. It raises difficult but necessary questions. How can a system so advanced still face such high safety risks? And what can be done to ensure that speed and innovation don't come at the cost of human life? While Brightline is transforming how people travel between cities, the I-4 Ultimate project is redefining how people move within them. Known as the largest highway infrastructure project in Florida's history, the I-4 Ultimate stretches 21 miles, from west of Kirkman Road to east of State Road 434, and carries a price tag of nearly $2.87 billion. It's a project of staggering scale, rebuilding existing lanes and adding 4 new express toll lanes right down the median. But this isn't just about concrete and traffic flow, it's also about design, aesthetics, and experience. The project includes 15 major interchanges, 140 bridges, and even thoughtful touches like accent lighting, pedestrian bridges, and art sculptures that give it a modern urban feel. Can anyone drive through it now without noticing how different it looks compared to a decade ago? Probably not. The I-4 project isn't just an engineering marvel, it's also a sign of Florida's changing priorities. Implemented as a 40-year public-private partnership, it shows that the state is open to creative financing and modern management models to keep its infrastructure running smoothly for generations. It's not every day that a highway project becomes a symbol of progress, but in this case, it really does. Further west, the Tampa Bay area is witnessing its own wave of transformation. Governor Ron DeSantis recently announced the completion of the Howard Franklin Bridge Replacement Project and the groundbreaking of the I-275 Express expansion. Together, these efforts represent over $1.3 billion in investments designed to ease congestion and improve hurricane evacuation routes. Anyone who has ever sat in traffic on I-275 can probably understand why this is such a big deal. The new expansion will add lanes, improve flow, and make travel across the bay faster and safer. Once completed, the project could reduce travel delays by as much as 85% and generate an estimated $1.4 billion in economic value for the region. Isn't it fascinating how infrastructure improvements can ripple through an entire local economy, affecting everything from business growth to quality of life? Not far behind in importance are the major upgrades happening along Florida's Turnpike and Interstate 95. The Florida Department of Transportation is currently advancing a massive new interchange project in Martin County, where the Turnpike meets I-95 near Hobe Sound. Valued at $447 million, this project covers an impressive 233 acres and will include 4 elevated ramps. When finished, it's expected to handle around 26,000 vehicles per day by 2050, a number that really puts into perspective how much Florida continues to grow. The new interchange is designed to enhance traffic flow, improve safety, and strengthen evacuation routes during emergencies, which is critical in a hurricane-prone state like Florida. But even as progress continues, there are environmental concerns to navigate. Reports show that around 77 acres of wetlands will be affected, a reminder that progress often comes with trade-offs. How does a state known for its natural beauty balance the urgent need for infrastructure with the responsibility to protect its environment? It's a question with no easy answer. Altogether, these projects represent more than just physical changes to Florida's landscape. They reflect a mindset shift. The state is tackling growth challenges head-on, choosing innovation and modernization over short-term fixes. From sleek, high-speed trains to redesigned interstates, Florida is sending a clear message. It wants to be ready for the future. The scale of these efforts is enormous, but so is their potential to reshape how Floridians live, work, and travel for decades to come. In the end, one can't help but wonder, will all these projects finally solve the state's notorious traffic problems? Or will they simply make room for the next wave of growth that Florida always seems to attract? Either way, one thing is certain. Florida isn't just changing. It's evolving right before our eyes. The Sunshine State is rewriting its story, brick by brick, rail by rail, and dream by dream. What was once a place people flocked into for beaches and retirement plans is fast becoming a symbol of ambition, innovation, and unstoppable growth. From Miami's shimmering towers to Tampa's reimagined waterfronts, Florida is no longer simply expanding, it's transforming into a vision of the future. And just when you think you've seen it all, wait till you discover how developers are reshaping its very skyline. These aren't just buildings, they're statements, bold, breathtaking, and built to last. So, stick around till the very end, because what's happening next in Florida's cities might just change how you see the Sunshine State forever. Developers transform Florida's urban skylines. Beyond roads, bridges, and transportation systems, something remarkable has been happening across Florida's cities. Commercial developers have been quietly, yet dramatically, reshaping entire skylines and breathing new life into urban spaces that once looked nothing like the bold, modern districts we see today. These massive development projects are not just about buildings, they are about creating experiences, places where people can live, work, shop, and relax, all within walking distance. Isn't it interesting how cities evolve when design meets ambition? In Florida, that transformation is unfolding before everyone's eyes, and nowhere is it more visible than in Miami and Tampa.
Miami, a city of international culture and mystique that draws people with its promise of energy and excitement.
In downtown Miami, the Miami World Center stands as one of the most ambitious projects ever built in the United States. Spanning 27 acres and costing about $4 billion, this mixed-use development covers multiple city blocks and combines luxury condominiums, upscale hotels, retail shops, and office spaces. At the heart of it all lies the Paramount Miami World Center, a 60-story skyscraper that boasts 569 residences and an extraordinary sports and recreation deck floating 90 feet above street level. The deck alone captures the imagination, 4 acres of open-air leisure that seem to blend urban luxury with a sky-high escape. People often say Miami is the city that never stops building. And looking at World Center, who could argue otherwise? Not too far away, another colossal project has changed Miami's downtown character in ways that few could have imagined just a decade ago. Brickell City Center has not only redefined the area's skyline, but also its lifestyle.
It's Miami's newest retail destination, Brickell City Center. Entire property with hotel and retail space is 4.9 million square feet spanning 3 city blocks.
This $1.05 billion project stretches across 3 city blocks and covers a staggering 4.9 million square feet. It features 2 sleek residential towers, 2 contemporary office buildings, the upscale East Miami Hotel, and a 500,000 square foot open-air shopping center that attracts thousands daily. Yet, what makes Brickell City Center truly unique is its Climate Ribbon, an architectural masterpiece worth $30 million. This stunning feature, suspended above the walkways, channels sea breezes through the complex, regulating temperature naturally while also collecting rainwater for reuse. Isn't that brilliant? A structure that not only looks beautiful, but also breathes with the city itself. As if Miami needed another engineering marvel, 2 more skyscrapers are rising to further redefine its horizon: the Waldorf Astoria Residences and 888 Brickell Plaza. The Waldorf Astoria, when completed, will soar to an incredible height of 1,049 feet, making it one of Florida's tallest towers. Designed as 9 offset glass cubes stacked elegantly on top of each other, the 100-story building will feature 360 private residences and 205 luxury hotel rooms. It's hard not to imagine the breathtaking views residents will enjoy from that height. with the ocean stretching endlessly on the horizon. Close by, the 888 Brickell Plaza Tower will stand almost as tall, 1,030 feet, of architectural innovation. Its design features an exposed exoskeleton, both functional and visually striking, giving the tower a futuristic look while providing additional structural strength. Inside, it combines offices, residences, and retail spaces in one flowing vertical environment. Both skyscrapers rely on cutting-edge engineering designed to withstand hurricane-force winds, an essential feature given Florida's unpredictable weather. Their foundations, reaching over 100 feet deep, anchor them firmly in Miami's soft coastal geology. One might ask, how do these buildings manage to be both artistic and resilient at the same time? That's the magic of modern engineering meeting architectural imagination. Meanwhile, on Florida's west coast, another kind of transformation has been taking place in Tampa, where the Heights district has turned what was once an industrial waterfront into a thriving urban community. Stretching over 50 acres along the Hillsborough River, this redevelopment project has completely changed the way people see downtown Tampa. At the heart of this renewal lies Armature Works, a beautifully restored 73,000 square foot former streetcar barn that now serves as a food hall, co-working hub, and event venue. The way it blends old industrial charm with contemporary vibrancy is something that truly captures the spirit of Tampa's new urban identity. Surrounding Armature Works are several new residential projects that add more than 1,500 housing units to the area. The Pearl, for instance, is a 7-story residential building with 314 units and ground-floor retail spaces designed to create a lively streetscape where people can live and shop side by side. Nearby, Heights Union offers 150,000 square feet of office space across 2 buildings and has already drawn high-profile tenants, including leading cybersecurity firms and healthcare companies. It's the kind of development that not only brings new business opportunities, but also creates a stronger sense of community and energy. What makes Tampa Heights particularly special is the balance between progress and preservation. The developers managed to maintain the area's historical essence while introducing modern elements that make it both functional and visually appealing. They didn't just replace the old, they reimagined it. Isn't that what good urban planning should do? Create something new while honoring what was already there? The redevelopment also added more than a mile of extended riverwalk, giving the public access to waterfront views that had been hidden behind industrial barriers for decades. Now, families, joggers, and tourists can stroll along the river, taking in the beauty of Tampa's skyline and the shimmering water. Across Florida, from Miami's glittering towers to Tampa's reimagined riverfront, the story remains the same. Ambition meets innovation, and the result is transformation on a breathtaking scale. These projects show how thoughtful design and engineering can change not just how cities look, but how people experience them every day. It makes one wonder what Florida's urban future will look like a decade from now. With developments of this scale and creativity, one thing is certain: the Sunshine State's skyline isn't just changing, it's transforming before our eyes. From glittering high-rises that seem to scrape the clouds to entire neighborhoods springing up where there was once only sand and silence, Florida isn't slowing down anytime soon. Every blueprint feels like a promise. Every crane like a signal that something bigger is coming. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The real story isn't just about luxury towers or billion-dollar designs. It's about what's happening in our own backyards, where everyday families, dreamers, and developers are quietly reshaping the way we live. Stick with me till the very end, because what's unfolding across Florida right now isn't just construction. It's a full-blown revolution in how the state builds, breathes, and believes in its future. Residential construction surges across the state. Across the Sunshine State, residential development is reaching levels that many have never seen before. Everywhere one looks, there seems to be something new taking shape, from glittering luxury towers on the coast to eco-friendly master-planned communities further inland. It feels like Florida is rewriting the entire story of what modern living looks like. People have begun to notice that this construction wave isn't just about new buildings. It's about creating new lifestyles, new neighborhoods, and new possibilities. One might even wonder, how much more room does the state have to grow before the skyline itself runs out of space? In South Florida, the transformation is most visible in the skyline. The air buzzes with the sound of cranes and construction, signaling progress and ambition. The residences at 400 Central in St. Petersburg, for example, has been drawing enormous attention. Set to open this summer, it will become the tallest residential building on Florida's Gulf Coast, soaring 46 stories high with 301 luxury condominiums. For many locals, it feels like the city's skyline is finally catching up with its growing energy. Not too far away, the Nolan, a boutique condominium tower with only 31 units spread across 23 stories, is nearing completion on 4th Avenue Northeast. People have been saying it represents a quieter, more refined version of luxury, the kind that values exclusivity over size. And then there's Art House St. Petersburg, which topped out in late 2024 and is expected to be completed by the end of 2025. Standing 42 stories tall with 244 luxury units, it adds yet another gleaming face to the city's modern skyline. Down in Fort Lauderdale, developers are pushing limits as well. The Amalfi, a luxury high-rise that sparked plenty of debate among residents, recently received the green light. When finished in 2028, it will rise 240 feet with 39 upscale residences. Despite its controversies, people can't deny that it symbolizes the city's ambition to evolve into a more cosmopolitan hub. And then there's a project that has stirred emotions far beyond architecture: the Delmore. Set to rise on the Surfside site where Champlain Towers South tragically collapsed in 2021,
it was around 10:30 this evening when this planned demolition took place. I want to get right to the pictures of the Champlain Towers South.
the Dubai-based developers behind it have promised a new beginning, with prices starting at a staggering $15 million. It makes one pause and ask, can luxury really heal the memory of loss? Or does it simply build over it? Further inland, Central Florida tells a different but equally fascinating story. Orlando and Tampa have become magnets for people seeking community-oriented lifestyles. Master-planned communities have become the heartbeat of this region, fueled by population growth and the steady wave of migration from other states. Lakewood Ranch, for instance, has earned the title of the highest volume all-ages master-planned community in the entire country. Spanning across Manatee and Sarasota counties, it offers housing options that appeal to nearly every type of resident. But the demand is so high that homes there often sell for prices 50% above the regional median. Builders have been thriving, some selling up to 11 homes a month, which is almost unheard of in today's market. Nearby, Tavistock Development Company's Sunbridge community has been thriving too. Since its opening in 2020, over 1,000 homes have been sold, with builders averaging 32 sales per month. It's clear that people aren't just buying homes, they're buying into the promise of a better life. Lake Nona, another major success story, attracts some of the most educated residents in the state. Surveys show that more than 85% of its residents hold college degrees, and over 40% have completed graduate programs. It's no wonder many call it a smart city, a place where innovation, community, and education seem to blend seamlessly. One might wonder, though, whether these perfectly planned neighborhoods will keep their sense of warmth as they continue to grow. Will they remain communities or turn into polished but distant developments? And then there's Babcock Ranch, a project that has captured the imagination of environmentalists and developers alike. Often called America's first solar-powered town, it's built around sustainability and conservation.
Good morning. Up high is really the best way to give you a sense of scale here. Just take a look at this. More than 300,000 solar panels over 440 acres. That's enough to power the town and even some surrounding areas.
The vision behind it is bold, to prove that progress and nature can coexist. Babcock Ranch is expanding rapidly, aiming to one day include 19,500 homes spread across 18,000 acres. Recently, it secured over $21 million in state funding to build a Sustainability and Resilience Institute in partnership with Florida Gulf Coast University. The goal is clear: to make sustainability not just a marketing term, but a way of life. It makes one think, could this be the blueprint for future communities around the world? But of course, not everyone in Florida is looking for luxury. Affordable housing has become a growing concern as prices climb across the state. Under Florida's housing strategy, local governments are being urged to create partnerships that make homeownership more accessible through the State Housing Initiatives Partnership, known as SHIP. This program helps fund affordable housing efforts through creative policies like modifying impact fees, creating public land inventories, and adjusting density rules to allow for more flexible development. Communities have also begun to embrace new solutions, such as accessory dwelling units, mixed-use commercial and residential buildings, and housing programs designed specifically for teachers, law enforcement officers, and other essential workers. After all, how can a state truly grow if the people who serve its communities can't afford to live in them? From coast to coast, Florida's residential scene is evolving in ways that even longtime residents find astonishing. The state has always been known for sunshine, palm trees, and beaches, but now it's also becoming a model of what future living might look like: luxurious yet sustainable, fast-growing yet forward-thinking. With every crane that rises and every new foundation that's laid, one can't help but wonder, where is this wave of development taking Florida next? Will it continue to balance beauty and sustainability, or will it lean too far into luxury and exclusivity? For now, one thing is certain: the Sunshine State's housing story is far from over, and the best chapters might still be ahead. Because just when it seems the market is settling into familiar rhythms, something new begins to stir. Across Florida, cranes rise where open fields once stretched, and blueprints are transforming into entire communities with a purpose that goes far beyond profit. These aren't just homes, they're part of something bigger, a quiet revolution shaping how people live, work, and serve. From military housing projects that breathe new life into local economies to public developments designed to strengthen community bonds, Florida is rewriting what growth really means. So don't blink or scroll away just yet. The next part of this story reveals how these massive public and military projects are reshaping neighborhoods in ways few could have imagined. Public and military projects reshape communities. Public investment has become one of the biggest driving forces behind Florida's ongoing transformation, extending far beyond the efforts of the private sector. Across the state, government bodies have been pouring billions into developing military installations, educational institutions, and civic infrastructure. This wave of investment isn't just about erecting new buildings or improving facilities. It's about building resilience, fostering innovation, and strengthening communities for the long run. The projects unfolding across Florida tell a bigger story, one about growth, recovery, and the state's determination to create a stronger, more sustainable future for everyone. And really, isn't that what progress is all about? Investing not just in structures, but in people's lives. Take Tyndall Air Force Base, for example. After Hurricane Michael's devastating landfall in 2018, the base was nearly wiped out. But instead of simply rebuilding what was lost, the government decided to turn tragedy into opportunity. Tyndall is now being reborn as what officials proudly call the installation of the future. With a staggering $5.3 billion dedicated to its reconstruction, the project marks a first in the history of the Department of Defense. It involves 44 new military construction projects, bringing 120 brand new facilities to life, along with 260 more focused on sustainment, restoration, and modernization. Every aspect of the base's design has been reconsidered with resilience in mind. The new infrastructure is specifically engineered to endure hurricane-force winds and address future security challenges. And it doesn't stop at buildings. The plan also includes $400 million for new infrastructure and utilities, complete with modern gates and restructured roadways. In August 2023, the base proudly welcomed its first F-35A Lightning II aircraft, setting the stage for 3 new F-35 squadrons. One might wonder, how often do you see such a powerful comeback from complete devastation? Meanwhile, in Miami-Dade County, the focus on education has reached new heights. Through a $1.2 billion general obligation bond, public schools are undergoing a complete modernization effort that's reshaping the learning landscape for future generations. Southside Preparatory Academy stands as a shining example of this transformation. Rising 7 stories high in the busy Brickell area, this new $35 million facility isn't just a place for learning. It's a creative blend of education and community development. In an effort to attract and retain teachers, the project even includes 10 residential units for qualifying educators and district employees.
It's a great concept and is also affordable. We all know the rents here in Brickell are pretty pricey. Well, now educators will have the opportunity to work, live, and teach at a place that is reasonable.
It's a smart move that connects education with everyday life, offering stability for those who nurture young minds. Other schools in the county have joined this wave of change. Venetian Park Academy recently unveiled a $24 million building that can accommodate up to 750 students, providing modern spaces designed for both comfort and creativity. Westlake's Preparatory Academy, on the other hand, has entered the final stage of its $34.5 million expansion, dedicating $22.4 million toward extensive renovations that promise to elevate the student experience. And then there's Dr. Frederica S. Wilson Skyway Elementary School, which is about to make history as Miami-Dade's first net-zero energy school, thanks to a $26.6 million upgrade. Imagine that, a school entirely powered by the energy it produces. Isn't it inspiring to see education and sustainability working hand in hand? Beyond schools and bases, Florida's universities and courthouses are also getting their share of attention. Kaiser University, for instance, has announced ambitious expansion plans for its West Palm Beach campus. The project will include a 5-story residence hall capable of housing nearly 600 students and a 100,000-square-foot STEM center dedicated to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The combination of housing and advanced learning facilities is expected to create an environment that supports both academic excellence and student life. After all, isn't education most effective when students have spaces that help them thrive both in and out of the classroom? Florida's courthouse system is also evolving to meet modern demands. The Duval County Courthouse Program stands as a $350 million initiative that not only brought a new courthouse to life, but also expanded the offices of the state attorney and the public defender. It's part of a broader plan to make the state's legal infrastructure more efficient and accessible. Similarly, Broward County has begun the pre-design phase of a new Southern Regional Courthouse campus. The new complex will emphasize innovative design elements, sustainability, and LEED certification to ensure environmental responsibility. It's a clear sign that Florida's justice system is not only keeping up with growth, but also aligning itself with modern values and technological advancement. Altogether, these public investments tell a powerful story of renewal and foresight. Florida isn't just building new structures. It's redefining what progress looks like in an era where resilience and sustainability matter more than ever. Each project, whether a military base or a neighborhood school, plays a part in shaping the state's identity and preparing it for the future. It's a reminder that while private sector growth often steals the spotlight, it's public investment that quietly lays the foundation for lasting change. And when you think about it, isn't that what true development means? Creating systems and spaces that will continue to serve people long after the headlines fade? With this, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do well to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. To enjoy more thrilling stories, click now on the following video that pops up on your screen.